This is Simon Paul. Remember this? Are this? Are this? Are this? This is something what I was doing when I was being drugged, when I was taking those antidepressants prescribed by doctors and by psychiatrists and by those who prescribes prescribes them in that prison cell and in that madhouse where I was locked down, and those same antidepressants that I had to that I used to be taking for 2 years, exactly for 2 years, and those antidepressants were exactly drugs, like cocaine, heroin. It had the same the same effect, the same effects and side effects that such drugs such as heroin, cocaine have, and it's caused such damage of my neck, of my muscles, nerve system, and all over my body. My finger stopped moving all of a sudden, and we're stuck. We're stuck, and my fingers of my hand were stuck, and couldn't have be moving for some time, and I have never taken another drugs, another another experimental drugs and so on, but psychological drugs or for improvement of my flesh and body. But I have never used such a hospital opportunities. I have never asked no doctor anywhere, nowhere for a help. For I knew that it was another trap, another deception, and I endured that for the whole time, and for the entire period of this time of 2 years, and then what happens then afterwards? Here on my temple, all of a sudden some bulb has appeared, and all of a sudden something something evil and poisonous was coming out from my temple, from my head, from my brain, for my and 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 for and all of a sudden my brain started renewing and started restoring, you know, and and many have believed that's lie. That I needed those drugs, that I needed those antidepressants for my improvement of my brain, of my thinking, of my mind. But actually, that was a supernatural witchcraft attack, and that was spiritual supernatural. And those who don't believe in the invisible world, they can be afraid. They can be afraid of those supernatural things that witch doctors and and wizards can use against them. And then they were frightened by that. And only those who have never experienced witchcraft in real, they are they try to use those witchcraft materials such as drugs and antidepressants, and that's like that. And no, I don't support that. I'm not for a fan of it. I'm not a fan of it at all, and but I'm just speaking. I'm just telling you my life, my true life story, and what's my what I've experienced, and so on, and remember this. And after 2 years, and then after almost 1 year, everything what has been damaged, what was damaged, it is now again back like ever before. It is now restored back like ever before. And I will explain you how I was feeling during those antidepressants, or during taking those antidepressants. My neck, my neck was stuck. My neck was stuck completely, and I couldn't have been moving with my head, with my neck, and it was the muscles here was pushing me all of a sudden from one moment to this damage. All of a sudden, my neck and my muscles, after the start of taking those antidepressants, and I have never experienced something like that, like that. I have never experienced this ever before. This was for the first time, and all of a sudden, some those muscles here on this on my neck, were pushing my neck to one side, to the left or to the right, and I couldn't upright my head. I couldn't upright my neck, and I couldn't have uprighted my head. I couldn't have I couldn't have I couldn't have been holding my neck, my head straight, but it was pushing my neck and head to one side, or to the other one, and for instance, like this, and it was stuck here or stuck here, and I couldn't have been holding my neck and head straight, and therefore, and I couldn't have endured to hold my neck and head straight, neither a half minute, like, or maybe 5 minutes, or maybe 5 minutes maximum. And I had always a tendency to hold my neck and head with my hands, like this, and I looked like a foolish man, but actually I was not. Those who didn't see what's behind that, they were just laughing at me, and sometimes I just said to myself, what if they experienced the same? How they would see that, how they would react on that, after such experience, their own personal experience, and for so and I didn't laugh at them back. For I knew it was really terrible. That was really, very, very painful. I felt such pain, that pain here on this place, and here, and it was pushing me to one side or to another one, and 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 I knew since the beginning, from the beginning, I knew that it was caused by those antidepressants. And no doctor, no doctor, no psychiatrist, no nurse, nor my own parents, nor my own biological family. Nobody has never believed me in this. Has never believed me that it was caused by those antidepressants. That it was caused by that. They just believed, and they were persuaded about their facts, that it was that I was that problem, that I was that issue, not those antidepressants, not those psychiatrists or doctors, or I was that problem. I was that innocent. I wasn't innocent. I was that guilty, and I was that guilty man, and not themselves, and it was lasting for a long time, until they believed that it was somehow caused by them, but maybe not for 100% fully, completely, but a little bit more and more, and so on, and until now, not everybody believes that it was caused by them, but be aware of this. Say this, that after stopping taking those antidepressants, after those 2 years, I things in my life started shifting forward, and started, I started feeling much swifter, much so much swifter, and so much fit, normally, like never before. Not like never before, but like ever before. Like before that, also stronger and also stronger than ever before, but not caused by those antidepressants at all, and not at all. That it was that it was restored again back to the normal where I was before the start of taking those antidepressants. That were prescribed to me by those psychiatrists and those doctors and so on. But I don't call them gods. For me, I don't worship them. As for me, I have never worshipped them. I have never looked at them like at gods and big ones and no way. I have always ignored them and saying, you are not greater than my God. You are not greater than my Lord. And I will not bow down before you. I will not bow down before you. For I know that my God is Jesus and Yeshua and nobody else. And I know until now that this is the only truth. And nobody else is such God, such Savior, and such a creator and author of everything and of everyone, of the entire universe. Those gods have been created. Those doctors and those false gods, or those doctors and psychiatrists, they have been created. They are not creators, and so on. But remember this: until it was lasting, and after the stoppage of taking those antidepressants, it started being better and better, and I started feeling better and better, like ever before, back to the normal, like to the normal, like it had been before the start, the beginning of taking those antidepressants, and yeah. I started seeing even more deeply that's a terrible reality about that. That I've experienced that in my own life, and I have such personal experience, and nobody else can take it from me. That experience, and when I testify about that, this testimony is truly truthful, and no one can deny it. No doctor, no psychiatrist can't deny it, saying this is not true. This isn't true. But they can just laugh at that, or bow down before that, or say this is true. You are true, and you are not false. And we were wrong, and you were truthful. But when they confess that, it's up to them. And it was lasting for almost another 1 year. It means that restoration was taken for almost through, or that damage was taken almost for 3 years. 2 years of taking the antidepressants, and then the stoppage of that, and then another 1 year, and after another 1 year, it's all sudden, and not as a coincidence, but all of a sudden it was supernatural, and it was really, demonic, and not within my spirit. My spirit was saved, but those attacks of witchcraft, was trying not stop me, was trying not quit me and get rid of me. But those who say this was just nothing, that was the greatest witchcraft that has ever been tested on the entire civilization and on the entire humanity. And I've survived. And I've survived that I've survived that measure of witchcraft, and I've survived that, and for I know that it had and it has a sense to risk a life, also, no matter whatever, and that they were considering me, and they have been considering me a fool. I didn't care. I have never cared about that, for I knew that that victory is hereafter for me prepared. That I will take up, that I will take that victory, and that I would take up that victory for myself, and and that victory over that witchcraft, over those evil plans, over those evil strategies and evil intrigues against me, for the purpose of stopping me, for the purpose of destroying me and getting rid of me. And I have rejoiced. I have rejoiced. Wow! Praise the Spirit of the Lord God Yeshua HaMashiach for this. For this is powerful testimony. This is powerful a life story that almost nobody and no one on that throughout this entire civilization has never heard. I know that. I know this, that this is truthful, and this is powerful, and you will be surprised. You might be surprised. You might be, and you will be, and you're gonna be encouraged by that. This is also for you. This is not only for me. This is not only my defense, and this is also as the announcement of my victory, that I have gotten my victory that belongs to me. That I have gotten my victory that belongs to me alone. And I know, and I know that what belongs to me. I know that, and I know, and I know that, and those who disagree with me, I don't care. For I ignore them. I ignore those who disagree with me, For I know what's my vision, what I must do, or what I must be doing, or what I must be in which I must be continue, in which I must be continuing, and I know that, and this is it. So again, after 3 years, almost 3 years, and specifically, it was interesting. At the day, on the day of my friend's birthday, 30th birthday, something has shifted forward, and since then something has shifted forward. It is interesting, and not everyone might be understanding that and feeling that, but or seeing that equally like me. But I see that. And that was not the only one reason why something started being better and greater and in my life, but I believe that it might be one of the reasons, and the invisible supernatural world has reacted on that, somehow, and yeah. So right now, I have got my neck and my head completely straight, and I no longer be taking no antidepressants. I hate it, but I was enduring that. I believe as I was able to be as I was able to be enduring that, but for I had some strength inside of me, but maybe not that strength that I'm having right now, but I'm stronger even after that experience, and even more courageous and bold after that experience. That's a negative experience, and that's and I know that when I've experienced this, that I've gotten such experience, I can warn others. I can encourage others that there's hope for them also, and that they can come out from that also, but strategically only, based on Yeshua's strategies, and based on Yeshua's wisdom, and this is really huge. This is massive, and this will bring a massive influence, not movement, not manipulated, controlling movement that everybody must do what must be doing what others. This is a really witchcraft, and this is I have a problem with this. For I love, or I'm for I'm a fan of that when everybody understands and understands clearly, with clarity, not not that nobody, no one understands and must be doing something what they don't know what they do and why they do that for somebody else has commanded them to do something. And this is wrong. I'm not a fan of that. I'm not a, I don't support such things, but also individually, one by one, maybe in slower, in a in a in a in a slower action, in a slower motion, in a slower in a slower in a slower way, not that swift, like everybody must do that, must be doing that, must be and nobody understands, no one understands, and that's wrong, and that's deceitful, and many times, always, for why there's that strategy to do something quickly and swiftly, for throughout a minute, throughout a second, you have no opportunity, no place, no time for thinking, for deep thinking, for considering things, whether it is good or evil, whether it is suitable or not, whether you want that or not, and that manipulation and control and hypnotization works in a swifter way. That do something quickly, right now, and when you do that, if you do that, then you do that, but you don't know why, because you feel being pushed to be doing something, but you don't know what, you don't know why, and I hate it. This is wrong. So this is just something more about me and about how I see things and so on in general. So yeah, this is all what I wanted to start right now.